Good morning, students. Welcome to this session. Yesterday we have completed section 304B, dowry death. And let us proceed further with the next section. Yes, 309, attempt to commit suicide. Yes, students, very controversial section. Let us read first of all. Let us read this.
Section 309, attempt to commit suicide. Whoever attempts to commit suicide and does any act towards the commission of such offense shall be punished with simple imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year, or with fine, or with both.
Yes, students, let us see. Attempt to commit suicide. What is an attempt to commit suicide? Now I will give you example. You may not write anything. Simply understand, I will dictate each and everything. Now X was 25-year-old lady married to Y, and they were residing in their home with the father-in-law, mother-in-law. Now this lady was being maltreated by her husband also, and mother-in-law, father-in-law. Daily they used to beat her. And on one day, she has decided that she will not remain alive. And she has tried to commit suicide. But she could not commit that suicide, and she was immediately taken to hospital, and their proper treatment was given. Now she has been booked under section 309. Now you will see that what we are doing. On the one hand, the lady is in such situation where she is compelled to commit suicide. On the other hand, we are trying him, and we are going to give punishment to that lady. Let me give one example. Now, suppose in such a situation, if on one day all these three persons in-laws have caused grievous hurt with some sharp-edged weapon, and she has gone to hospital for treatment, and she has also gone to the police station to register an FIR. But members of in-laws, they are influential person. They have already approached the police. Therefore, the police did not register an FIR on the ground that this is a family dispute. Now, you can well imagine the state of mind of that lady at that stage when the police has refused to register an FIR. Now, she tries to commit suicide before the police station. But she was saved by police officers, and she was admitted in hospital. Now she is being prosecuted for this committing suicide. Now you can well imagine here whether we are doing justice here, or whether this section 309 it is constitutional. Yes, students, once upon a time, yes, bring those authorities, all those authorities, once upon a time, this question had arisen before Honorable Supreme Court, whether this section 309, which is dealing with attempt to commit suicide, is unconstitutional and is liable to be deleted or not. Now, Honorable Supreme Court, in a case titled as P. Rathinam, you may not write anything, I will dictate each and everything. P. Rathinam versus Union of India. Now, they have decided, they have observed that this section 309, it is violating the provisions of Constitution, because a right to life given under Article 21 includes the right to die also. If a person in India wants to die, then he is at liberty to die. Now he can do whatever he want to do for killing himself. And from that point of view, this section 309 becomes an obstacle in his way. Therefore, this is violating this article 21, because a right to life includes a right to die also. Now, the Honorable Supreme Court has struck down this section 309 on this ground, and thereafter, from 1994 till 1996, this section remains struck down, and students, no case was there. No police station had registered any case of attempt to commit suicide. Why? Because that section was struck down. During those 2 years, there was no case at all. And moreover, on the other hand, deaths were also increasing. During that period, there were large number of cases of suicides. Now, this matter again came before Honorable Supreme Court, and Honorable Supreme Court, in a constitutional bench titled as in a case titled as Gyan Gaur versus State of Punjab, they have reconsidered the matter after 2 years, and then they have held that a right to life does not include a right to die, because in our country, more than 50% people, they are living under poverty line, and they can commit this suicide at any time if we don't stop them. Now, therefore, in this constitutional bench, Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that right to die is not included in a right to life. Therefore, nobody should be allowed to commit suicide. If somebody is committing suicide and attempt has been made, he is liable to be punished under section 309. They restored in this constitutional bench, they restored this section 309. Now, in section 309, 1 year punishment is there. If the court is of the view, they have also taken this from this point of view. If the trial court is of the view that the person has made an attempt in certain situations where he is entitled to be released on probation, he can be released on probation by the trial court. If the trial court is convinced that here simply the accused may be admonished, the accused may be admonished. But the Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that this section should not be deleted from IPC. They restored this section. Now, later on, there was a lady, Arna Schanborg. He has written the spellings wrongly. Schanborg. Arna Schanborg. Now, she remained in hospital in a persistent vegetative state continuously for more than 35 years. And she was just like a dead body. And she has never talked to any person. And what happened with her? She was sexually assaulted by some other colleague who was also working in the same hospital. And she remained in a permanently vegetative state continuously for more than 35 years. Now, she was having a friend, Pinky Virani. Now, Pinky Virani has filed a case before Honorable High Court and a case went to Honorable Supreme Court. And she has made a request that she has been suffering. She has been suffering since long, and we are prolonging this process of life support, and she should be allowed to be killed by withdrawing the life support. Now, Honorable Supreme Court was of the view that in such circumstances, passive euthanasia should be allowed. Passive euthanasia means when a person like this Arna Shanbog has been suffering from some incurable disease, then life support to that may be withdrawn with the consent of doctor. Now, Honorable Supreme Court has laid down, it has permitted in this authority passive euthanasia, that in case the concerned doctor, concerned hospital certifies that this lady is suffering from such incurable disease, that this disease cannot be remedied, and it is better to withdraw the life support, then of course, with the consent of the family members, if the family members agree, then the High Court, concerned High Court, will give permission to withdraw that life support, and thereafter life support can be withdrawn with the permission. They have put some rider. This was the first authority when euthanasia, passive euthanasia was allowed. And the case again came before Honorable Supreme Court in a full bench of 3 judges in a case titled as Common Cause registered with the Union of India in 2014. And here Honorable Supreme Court has discussed this authority, and judges did not agree to the view taken in this Arna Shanbog's case. Because in Arna Shanbog's case, Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that till the Parliament frames any law on this passive euthanasia, this judgment will be considered as a law in our country, and each and everybody will follow this law. As students, we have already discussed that there is one article, Article 141 in our Constitution, which says that if Supreme Court has declared some law, now it will be followed by each and every court that will be treated to be law in the country. Now, in that case, Parliament has not framed any law. But here, Honorable Supreme Court in full bench has given different view. Now, it said that when Constitutional Bench has laid down here that passive euthanasia or any type of a removal of Section 309 can be done only by Parliament, because it is the Parliament which is to frame law. It is not the Supreme Court which is to frame law. Now, therefore, in this authority, Honorable Supreme Court has laid down that in Arna Shanbog's case, the decision was made wrongly. They have misinterpreted the authority of Constitutional Bench, and they have also expressed their opinion that this matter should be again considered before a Constitutional Bench. Then, in the same case, Honorable Chief Justice of India, he has constituted a new bench, Constitutional Bench. Now, a constitutional bench of 5 judges in the same case, in this citation, have discussed all the aspects, and they have laid down that we should allow this process to some extent. And Honorable Supreme Court has laid down law that everyone in India can write a living will, and he will go to the judicial magistrate if he wants to write a living will. He will go to the judicial magistrate with 2 witnesses, and he will make a request that, sir, I want to write a living will. And in that living will, he can write that whenever I come in such a persistent vegetative state, the life support may be withdrawn whenever such situation arises with my body. Now, therefore, earlier in the Schonberg's case, the concerned individual's consent was not material. But here, Honorable Supreme Court in this case laid down that individual consent is very important. If he wants to write that, if he makes a living will, then that will be implemented. And all his relatives, all the doctors will be under obligation to follow that will, duly attested by that judicial magistrate. Now, they have also here laid down that till the Parliament frames any law, this judgment will be treated to be law in our country. Now, we have been following this law. The Parliament has not yet framed any law on passive euthanasia. Now, let me state you that in some countries, passive euthanasia or active euthanasia has also been. Now, here, there are some countries where active voluntary euthanasia is legal. There is Belgium also, Luxembourg also, Canada also, Netherlands also. Now, this passive voluntary euthanasia is also legal throughout this US and many other countries. Many other countries have allowed this. Now, thus, in these cases, in these countries, they have allowed that any person can commit suicide. If he wants to do that, he can. That is active euthanasia, we call it active euthanasia. But in India, there is no active euthanasia. In India, we have adopted this process in this way, which has been laid down. Yes, I will come to on that those authorities again. Now, in Arna Schonberg's case, what happened? The Honorable Supreme Court was of the view that since she has spent more than 35 years in that hospital and she has not talked to anybody, that is just like a dead body, and life support should be withdrawn. And they have asked the consent of the hospital, that what is the opinion of the hospital. Now, hospital authorities, they have sent a written consent to the Honorable Supreme Court in this Arna Schonberg's case, that hospital authority has been playing role of guardian for the last 35 years. And hospital authority does not want to withdraw the support. Still, hospital authorities are in a position, financially sound, to give full support to that body. And they did not agree. They did not agree to withdraw that life support. No doubt, in this case, Honorable Supreme Court has not asked the authorities to withdraw that. But they have laid down the rules, law, that passive euthanasia will be allowed with the consent of the doctor, with the consent of family members like husband, father, son, daughter, like that. If all of them give their consent, then of course we will say that this euthanasia, passive euthanasia, should be allowed and life support can be withdrawn. But that can also be, it can also be misused, because sometimes some family member may misuse it by approaching the concerned doctors. If the doctor agrees and the family members want that a person should die by this process, then certainly sometime they can misuse such a process. Now in the next lecture, I will dictate each and everything out of all these authorities. Yes, students, I think you might be ready for your test. All the best. Thank you.